If you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
Because at age 5, you go to school, and school is fun because you make friends, but school is hard because they give you homework. And you start to learn a few things, and those things turn into a job. Maybe that job becomes a career someday, and before you know it, you've learned quite a few things. You've met quite a few people. Maybe you find someone or a group of people you want to spend your time with, and your life is looking pretty great, but it's looking pretty full. You see, one thing grown-ups are always good at is remembering to fill our calendars. And one thing we're terrible at is leaving enough room for wonder. To be okay with not having it all figured out, and that's all I ask of you tonight. It's not going to take much effort, just a little shift in your perspective. But if you're willing to play, I promise you, it will be fun. But most importantly, you will find that in the midst of all that great stuff, it is still quite possible to leave yourself just enough room for wonder. And if you're willing to go on the journey with me tonight, well then I'm going to try to show you some things that before tonight maybe seemed impossible.
In 100 years, in 2124, we will all be buried with our relatives and friends. Strangers will live in our homes, which we fought so hard to build, and they will own everything we have today, including that car you spent a fortune on. Our descendants will hardly know who we were. How many of us know our grandfather's father? After our death, we will be remembered for a few years, and a few years later, our history, our photos, our deeds go into the dustbin of oblivion. We won't even be memories. Maybe if one day we stopped to analyze these questions, we would understand how ignorant and weak the dream of obtaining everything was, always having more and more without having time for the things that are really worthwhile in this life. I change all that to live and enjoy those walks. I've never taken those ungiven hubs to our children and our loves. That is what life is all about.
Why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? At one point in time, you got to take a chance on you. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful.
Negativity does not last. It will not last. I may have gone through or be going through right now a time unlike any time in my life so far, but I have hope because I'm a believer. I am convinced that in the same way daybreak follows the darkest hour of the night, the darkest time of my life shall be followed by the brightest light of that daybreak. Be convinced.